Hello, welcome to Ekidel, where we train future civil and structural engineer. My name is Fashe Uchet. Today, we want to look at base plate design. How do you model and design your base plate? Is that okay? So in ProtaStructure, is that okay? I want to say that when you are having this ProtaStructure, we have different versions. And then the ProtaStructure 2018, you cannot really design your base plate. And also ProtaStructure 2021 and 2022. But when it comes to steel design generally, ProtaStructure 2022 is very okay. Very okay. And when it comes to that, is if they are not having a base plate. But when it comes to a steel structure that will require you to design the base plate, the version to use is 2024, as you can see it here. Because if you use a 2022 to design your base plate, it will not design. Is that okay? So that is why we don't have this 2024 version. Is that okay? So if you have a structure that has to do with base plates, steel structures that have to do with a base plate, you can make use of what? ProtaStructure 2024. But if it has nothing to do with a base plate, you can make use of a ProtaStructure 2022. Is that okay? So that is that's why it's very important for you to get all these softwares. As if you want to be using a ProtaStructure, try to get the latest versions, because one or two things must have been added, so that anytime you want to design, depending on the architectural drawing, whatever thing that the architect gives you will now determine the kind of software you are going to use. Is that okay? So that is that. And before I will forget, I want to say you should click on like button before you two will forget. Is that okay? Because the more they like, the more this video will go viral. So as I said, what we want to talk about is what is base plate design in ProtaStructure. Some might think that a ProtaStructure cannot design base plate. Why not? You can design it successfully. Is that okay? So all of this we are going to see it, even part of the detail, how to cut the section and the detail of it. That is why you can see that this is a small structure, so that we're able to be fast in it. Is that okay? All right, that is fine. ProtaStructure 2024 is very fantastic, and this is one of the differences between ProtaStructure 2022 and ProtaStructure 2024. Is that okay? So that is fine. So now, having designed, as you can see, this one is what perfectly designed. Is that okay? And let's look at the load. What is the load? You can see that it's well loaded. Edit load. Let me come to uniform this. Okay, let's wait for it. Okay, okay, you can see 45 kilonewton per meter square, approximately 45 kilonewton per meter square is highly loaded. Is that okay? That is fine, and you can see that it's fully loaded. Is that okay? It's not just what do you call it, for a show, but you can see that it's fully loaded and well designed. Is that okay? So that is so now let's now see how we can now design the base plate. Is that okay? So that's, as I said, we are concentrating on what? On base plate. We might not go to any other aspect. Is that okay? So that is fine. So once you have gotten to this stage now, the next thing to do, definitely it might be around somewhere here, but the next thing to do, to go to detail, come to drawing and report. Under drawing and report, you come to what? ProtaSteel. So I'll click on it, and once I click on it, so I'll wait for it to what? To come up. Is that okay? Can you see it's actually coming up? Is that okay? So let's see. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, it's importing. As I said, don't forget to click on like button and also subscribe if this is your first time. Is that okay? And also tell people about Ekidel. Is that okay? You cancel it. So once you have cancelled that thing that pop up, you wait for it. So can you see? It has come. Can you see? Let me now rotate. Can you see how it's going? Can you see it now? If I should rotate, can you see it's going? So how do you now rectify this? How do you control this? Can you see? So for you to control it, let me do it like this, and I'll do like, can you see how it's going? Then for me to control this, I'll just come to this place, click on any part. You can see it will be rotating around that place I've played. Can you see? Is that okay? If it's this place I want, I can also do what? You can see it's rotating around that place that I want to be seeing. Is that okay? So but if you don't click anywhere and you are just try to rotate, it can what? It can take you off the screen. Is that okay? So that is fine. So therefore, let's see how we can do this. Is that okay? Let's see how we can do this. You will now come to this place. You come to this, you see macro gallery, and at this point now, I will now click on what? On my base plate connections. Is that okay? I'll click on it. So the type of connection I want is not this, because it's not circular. If you look at this, it's is this type, simple base plate design. We don't have a hollow pipe. Is that okay? The kind or the type of my stanchion is not circular. Is that okay? So that's the data. So for this one now, for me to choose this one now, I can just come here and then click on this. Is that okay? Can you see? Can you see it here? Base plate, but there is something that we need to do. Is that okay? You can also see that base plate is smaller than our what? Pedestal. Is that okay? So I'll now undo it. Let me undo, escape, undo, correct, perfect. So for me to do the setting, I'll press shift key down. Then as I press the shift key down, I'll now click on this and let's wait for it to come up. Can you see now? So you can now see the default setting is what? 400. At times, based on your own, it might be 350, it might be 300, whatever the default what do you call it, dimension is, you can edit it. Now don't forget this particular pedestal, is that okay, which is this column, this pedestal, the size is 500 by 500. Is that okay? It's 500 by 500, and since it's 500 by 500, so and I want my base plate to be what, to fill up the whole place. Is that okay? I'll now come to this place now and also make it 500, and also come to this side and make it what, 500. That is one. Now that means this edge, like from here like this, 500, like this, 500 is a square. Is that okay? And it's always advisable that you use what, a square pedestal. Is that okay? That is fine. Now my base plate thickness, can you see it here? You can edit it depending on what you want. Is that okay? It can be edited, but we are using what? We are using 10. Is that okay? That is fine. I'll now come to my bolt. Now for my bolt, anchor bolt is what I'm using, the diameter 20. Is that okay? I'm using diameter what? Diameter 20. Is that okay? That is fine. And my tolerance, I'm using 2, in the sense that the hole will be 20, and my diameter of reinforcement anchor bolt will be what? 20, so that we'll be able to what? To penetrate and pass through easily. Is that okay? To be able to pass and put your anchor bolt inside the hole without any effort or without any stress. Is that okay? So which means that the diameter of my bolt, of my bolt is what? Is 22, while my anchor bolt is what? Is 20. Is that okay? So that is that. So I'll now click on what? Set as default, apply, and click on OK. So I can now come to this place, click on this place, and now come and click. Can you see now? Can you see? Perfectly okay. Can you see it now? That is fine. So once you have reached this place, you see I'm trying to go straight to the point in order to reduce the length of this video, what we are meant to do once you get to this place in terms of base plate. Okay, now once you have done this one, now if I should now come to this side now and click on the same thing, click on this, can you see? Automatic. Is that okay? It is there. So let me undo it, escape, and undo it. Okay, let me focus on this one. Now on this one now, I want to put my what? My bolt. Is that okay? My anchor bolt. So for now, I'll click on this place, double click on the hole, and as I double click on the hole, you can see it has appeared. A dialog box has appeared for me to do my settings. Now in this place now, you can now see diameter of this hole is what? 22. Don't forget that we use 20. Is that okay? As our anchor bolt, and we put our tolerance as what? To be 2. So if you now add 2 plus 20 to give us what? 22. That's why we are saying what? This hole has what? Diameter of what? 20. Now that is that. I'll now come to this place. What I want is not hole, is bolt. Is bolt I want to put. I'll now click on this. Is that okay? And this bolt assembly, if what you need to put here in any base plate design when it comes to ProtaStructure is what? 8.8 underscore. That is, you press your shift key, then that place that look like minus on your keyboard, press it. Can you see? Which stand for underscore. Then what are we talking about? Bolt. Is that okay? That is fine. So I'll copy it, CP, that's control C to copy it. Then having done that, I will now come to this second part, which is what's the name? The name is what? The same thing, sorry, 8.8 underscore bolt. Now bolt tolerance, what's my bolt tolerance? Is what? Is 2. Is that okay? Then assembly location, where are they going to assemble all these things? Is it at the workshop they will assemble it, or at site? So it's what? It's preferably at what? At site. So I'll click on site. Is that okay? So once I've done this one like this now, I can now come to apply and click on what? On OK. Can you see it now? First of all, can you see? If I should now, okay, let me click on this. Okay, I can now see, sorry, Let me see. Okay, yes, so you can now see it now. Can you see it? Is that okay? Let me escape. Okay, click on this. I can now rotate. Can you see both sides? Is that okay? Now, how do you now rearrange this bolt? How now do you rearrange this bolt? Is that okay? So that is that. Now, there's something we call a clear distance. Is that okay? Clear distance, very, very important. If you look at this base plate, sorry, if you look at this pedestal, you discover that it's 500 by 500, and this thing is at the center of this pedestal, which is what? From this edge to the center of this bolt is what? 250, and from the center of this bolt to this edge is what? 250, isn't it? So which means for me to move this bolt from this center to the edge of this place is 250, isn't it? But we are not taking it to the edge. We want a small distance at this edge, because if this your anchor bolt is too close to the edge, it can cause a crack. In fact, if care is not taken, if the load is much, force is much, it can even pull out. Is that okay? So we need a reasonable distance. Is that okay? Therefore, how do you now calculate your distance? You prick your calculator. Now, don't forget we are using diameter what? 20. Is that okay? For our anchor bolt. So since we are using diameter 20 for our anchor bolt, we now be what? 20 multiplied by the formula 1.25. Is that okay? Which is equal to what? 25. So the minimum distance from this edge to the center of your bolt, of this your anchor bolt, is what? 25. Is that okay now? 25. But since it's the minimum is 25, and I know that 25 mm is somewhere still close to the edge. Is that okay? So I want a reasonable distance. Since this one is minimum, to be on the safer side, I'm going to use what? 75. Is that okay? That's fine. That's 75 from the edge to the center of my anchor bolt here is going to be what? 75. So how do you go about it? So I'll double click on this, on the bolt. Okay, I'll come to this place now. Don't forget we have done the setting already. I'll come to this position. Now in this position now, you can see we already have some default values, or let me use what dimension. So I'm going to click on the first one. Is that okay? And this is it. So I'll bring out my calculator. Don't forget that we said the distance between, sorry, our pedestal is what? Is 500. And we'll say this thing is at the center, which is what? 250. Is that okay? So therefore, out of the 250, we want a clear distance of 75. So it's now be 250 minus what? 75, which is what? 175. Which means that from the edge of this pedestal to the center of my anchor bolt is 75. Is that okay? Is 75. Is 75. Is that okay? So that is that. And then from the center of this to the center of this, from the center of this pedestal to the center of this anchor bolt here is 175. So that is clear. So I'll now come to this place now. Since you see I'm clicking on the first one here. Is that okay? I want to make sure the first one, which is what? 175. The difference is what? 175, and this other side 175. Is that okay? So once I've done that, I'll click on update and then click on apply. Can you see it now? It has come to this edge. The one at the back, it has come to this edge, because the first value here stands for the back, and this one here is this one here. Is that okay? So that is that. So still on this one now, I'm still dealing with the back. Is that okay? I'm still dealing with the back. I'll now click on add, because I'm still working on this. I'll click on this add. Can you see it has come here? I'll now come and click on this one. Is that okay? Then since I've clicked on this one now, in this place now, I will now leave this one. I'll now put this one as what? Minus. Put minus. Is that okay? Click on update and click on what? Apply. Can you see it now? It has come to this edge. Is that okay? It has come to this edge. Haven't done we have repositioned it. So if I close it now, sorry, let me escape. Let me click on this and then rotate. Can you see it now that we don't have it at the center again, but we are now having it at the edge, which is expected? Is that okay? Depending on you, on your calculation. Can you see it now? So that is that. So no matter the force now, this, it will be able to transfer the moment down. It will be able to transfer the load down very well. Is that okay? And nothing will make this anchor bolt to what? To pull out of the concrete. Is that okay? And at the same time, it can be inside the reinforcement. Is that okay? That is that. Okay, now remain this other aspect. I'll come to this place, double click on it. I'll now come to this place now, come back to position. You see, I'm done with the first value here, which I've changed. Then this other one here, I'll click on this one. I'll now change this one now to what? To 175, sorry, minus 175. And this other side is what? Minus 175. Is that okay? Minus 175 minus, then click on what? On update and click on what? Apply. Can you see now it has come to this other side? Is that okay? Still on this one now. I worked on this one, isn't it? So therefore I will click on it, then now click on what? Add. Can you see it has appeared here? Because you can see the minus and minus, isn't it? So now, since I'm seeing the minus it's already worked for this. So the additional one I just added to make it 4, isn't it? This fourth one is what? Minus. I'll now come to this place now. To this place now, I make this one, this particular one, I make it, let me remove it, this one plus, and then click on update and click on apply. Is that okay? So let's see what will happen. Is that okay? So no, click on this. Okay, click on add. Okay, then now remove this one. No, make this one positive rather. Make this one positive and make this one negative and this one positive. Is that okay? Then click on update and click on what? Apply. Can you see it now? I will now click on what? On close. Can you now see now how we have successfully positioned our column? Sorry, our anchor bolts. Can you see it now? Perfectly okay. Do you see it now? So the same thing will be applied to this. The same thing we are going to do to this one. Is that okay? Now, I haven't explained this, but if they are having the same load, since it's the same thing and they are all having the same load, I can just detail this particular one, which stands for what? For all of them. Is that okay? So that is that. Now, I haven't done all of this now because we have successfully done this. But before we proceed, I want to say at this point, try to click on a like button and also subscribe if this is your first time. Is that okay? So thank you very much. And also at this point, I want to say that we have a master class whereby we have known how to design, but there's this other aspect of design that you don't know, so I want to know it. Understand? That's where master class comes in. You don't need to know you don't need to enroll for everything which is under mentorship class, but this one, master class, you only want to know particular aspect. For example, you want to know about seismic design only, so you can enroll, then you'll be taught only seismic design. Is that okay? That is fine. And if it's a pile design, you want to learn how to design a pile, you can also enroll. You also get it from there. Is that okay? That's master class. Is that okay? And also we have a Ekidel group whereby so many engineers have come together from different countries, whereby, for example, if I make any mistake here, or there's something I don't understand, I can easily do what? Easily post it to that group, and as many engineers that are online at that moment, they will respond to help me solve the problem. And those that will also come online later will also share their own view, and the problem will be solved. Is that okay? So that is why Ekidel group is very, very important for you to also join. Is that okay? That is fine. Now, having designed this one, you can see we have successfully modeled everything. Is that okay? We have chosen our anchor bolt, the diameter of our anchor bolt, and also our base plate based on the load. Is that okay? Because we have already loaded it in ProtaStructure here. Is that okay? It has been loaded and you have seen the load, isn't it? So that is that. Is that okay? That is that. So therefore, let's now proceed. So for us to now continue, let's now know, is this base plate fully designed? Is it safe? Did it pass the design? So let us know. Is that okay? So for us to do that now, I'll come to this this view. Is that okay? No, not view. This place I'm coming. Okay, drawing and report. I'll come to this place called summary design. I'll click on it. So let's wait for it. Can you see? It passes the design. Is that okay? It passes the design. And if you look at the name, simple base plate connection macro, you can see 0.069 less than what? 1, which is perfectly okay. Can you see it has passed the design? That means with this one now, I'm good to go. If they get to site, there's not going to be any issue. Is that okay? That is fine. Then how do you now do the detailing of this aspect? So for us to do this one now, first of all, let me show you the section, or let me show you the details. Is that okay? How do you detail this particular aspect? Is that okay? To detail this particular aspect, I will come to steel. Under steel, I'll come to this place now. See, detailing item manager. Click on it. Is that okay? Since I've confirmed that it is safe, that's passed design, now I can confidently do the detailing. Is that okay? Detail this as particular aspect. So I'll come to this place and click on what? I'll name it. First of all, let me close this. Sorry, let me close this. First of all, I'll select this. Is that okay? Then come to detail manager. Then from this point here now, I can now click on this place and make it a bolt. or base B1 base plate. Let me just see any name, base plate or BT1. Maybe BT1 is okay. I'll now click on what? On add. Can you see it has been added? So I'll now come to this with select object. I'll click on it and select this. Is that okay? And then right click. Can you see now? It has this particular place. I've circled this particular place. Is that okay? Now, do I want to see the back? Do I want to see the bottom? Do I want to see the right? Do I want to see the top? Is that okay? So let's assume I want to see the front and back. Is that okay? Or let me just put everything. Is that okay? Let me put everything. I want to see the back, I want to see the front, I want to see the bottom, I want to see the right, I want to see the top, everything. Is that okay? At the same time, I want to see the 3D. So for me to see the 3D, I'll click on this plus sign. Is that okay? I'll click on it. Automatically, I can now do what? I can now close it. So having done this one like this, having done this one like this now, we are good to go for the detailing. Is that okay? I've shown you that how to check if the connection has passed the design. If it doesn't pass, you see it fail. Is that okay? You see showing you fail. Is that okay? So for instance, let me come to this place. I want to connect column to beam beam to column. Okay, come to this place now. Let's assume I'm using let's just assume I'm using this one. I'm using this one now. I'll click on this one, then click on this one, right click. Can you see it now? So then I escape. Let's see if it passes design. I'll come to my join and report, then come to this place, click on it. Can you see it's showing me failure? Can you see now? If I just go ahead and detail this place and they get to site and make use of this, automatically it's going to fail at site. Why? Because I did not check my design status. Is that okay? So looking at this, at times if there are many, you might not really know which particular one. All you need to do is to what? Double click on it. Can you see it has brought it closer? Now which one that passes design? Double click on it. Can you see it's my base plate? Can you see now as I double click on it? So can you see this one is the one that is failing? As I double click on it, the one that is passing, double click on it. Can you see this one passes design? So that is that. Okay, now having said that, the next thing to now do, the next thing now, okay, let me escape. Okay, the next thing to now do, now I want to detail this place. Okay, but before I detail it, let me click on this, then right click and click on select assembly. Is that right click and click on show selected? Where is the show selected? Okay, no, show all. Okay, right click and show only selected. Can you see it now? Can you see? You can now see it. Can you see? This is how it is. This is how they will do it. You can see our share key. Is that okay? If you want the share key, this is how you put the share key. Can you see now? So if you don't want the share key, there's a way you remove it. Is that okay? So that is that. You can remove the share key. This is what we call share key. This particular one you are seeing, this is the share key. Alright, so let's now proceed. Right click and then click on show all. Okay, this is it. So having done this one like this, let's now do the detail. Is that okay? Let's detail this place. Is that okay? Then right click and click on, come to this place, create drawing, click on assembly. So let's wait for it. As I said, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and also like this video, because the more they like, the more YouTube make this video viral. I believe we are gaining from this. Okay, double click on it, on this. You can now see the name. You can see it now. This name we have for foundation, for story 1, for story 2. This is my what? Base plate, because that's where I click that I want to see the details. Okay, I'll double click on it and wait for it. So it's moving. It's moving. Okay, I'll now click on close. Can you now see it now? Can you see it? Okay. There's something we're supposed to see that we are not seeing here. Okay, don't worry, we are going to see it now. Okay, this is my for the column. This is for the column. Is that okay? This is for the column. Let me close it, and I'll say no, I'm not saving it. I'll double click on this. Come to this place now. Okay, click on it, then right click and click on select assembly, then right click, come to this place. Okay, let it come up. Okay, then double click on this. Okay, click on this, sorry, double click. Okay, let's wait for it. It's supposed to show us, then close it. It's still giving us the same thing. It's not giving us the detail. Can you see? It's supposed to give us detail. Can you see what it's giving us? It's giving us our anchor bolt, but it's supposed to show us our anchor bolt. Is that okay? It's supposed to show us our anchor bolt, but that does it. Is that okay? You can see our anchor bolt from this point, from here to this place is what? 500. Now the distance from this edge to our center of our anchor bolt is 75, 75, 75, 75. Is that okay? So that is that's supposed to show us that. Is that okay? It's supposed to show us that. You can see our what do you call it? Our column. Can you see our column? Is that okay? This is our column which we have put. You can see UKC 305 by 305 by 97. Is that okay? So that is that. Okay, let me click on this and click on oh yes. Okay, let me go back to this, double click on this. Let's wait for it. Let me double click on this. Okay, that is that. But why is it not showing that anchor bolt? It's okay. Maybe I'll still check that one later. So therefore, let's now check our connection. Sorry, our section for this. Is that okay? We want to create a section. I'll go to my foundation. Okay, this is my section side. You can see this is my section side. I can now click on this, come to this view. From this view, viewpoint 2 point. So I want view 2 points. So from this edge here, if you like, from this point here, also to this edge here. Don't forget we did not do this. Is that okay? I also put here. So let's wait for it. Can you see now? Can you see it? Can you see showing me my section of this? Can you see? So it's showing my base plate. Can you see my base plate here? See my base plate from here to this point, and you can see my anchor bolt. Can you see it here? Is that okay? So that is that. If you want to now really show your anchor bolt to show here like this, maybe like this, and have a little curve, and also this one to have a little curve, that one can also be done. That will be in our next video. But with this ProtaStructure 2024, you can now see that you can actually design your base plate successfully. Is that okay? And it will pass the design. Is that okay? You can see the load on it, and you can see that it has passed our design. Is that okay? So that is that. Okay, so that is that for this. So thank you very much. Till I see you next time in our next video. I believe we have learned a lot using ProtaStructure 2024, which is one of the differences between 2022 and 2024. As I said, 2022 you cannot really design base plate. It will continue to fail. Is that okay? No matter the thickness, no matter the dimension, it will fail. But 2024 you can design your base plate successfully. Is that okay? So that is that. But any steel structure that doesn't require base plate, you can use 2022 perfectly well, perfectly okay. Is that okay? But when the steel structure involves base plate, you have to use ProtaStructure 2024. Is that okay? So thank you very much. So thank you very much. Till I see you next time in our next video. I want to say, don't forget to keep learning and also introducing Ekidel to your friends. Is that okay? To like our videos and also subscribe. Thank you very much. Till I see you next time. Bye.